Hello everyone and welcome to another of Mr. Scott's Maths videos. This one is on basic probability. You might find this is a little bit more straightforward than you need, but it's good to recap the terms that we've got. You'll see I'm making use of the Cornell note structure again. I've got some questions down here that I'm going to be answering during the course of this video, and I think Cornell notes is even more important now than it would be in the classroom because you're working on your own. And the stuff that you're doing, you need to be able to remember it. And a little bit of self-quizzing by asking yourself these questions and then checking whether you've got the answers right here. It's proven in the research to improve your performance in tests. Right, so what is probability? Well, probability is a measure of how likely an event is. So it's saying, what are the chances of something happening? Probabilities are usually written as either a fraction or a decimal. So that means that they come between 0, which means that the event is impossible, it cannot happen, and 1, which means the event is certain, it must happen. All right, and it's worth remembering that. It's very easy to do a calculation, end up with a probability of something like 1.4. If you don't think about that, you might accept that as your answer, but it's got to be wrong. If it's bigger than 1, it's definitely wrong. So, how do I work out a probability? Well, I would tend to write it as a fraction unless the question is dealing in decimals. And in the fraction, what is the numerator? It is the number of required outcomes. In other words, you count all the ways that the thing that you want could happen. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail when I do the example. The denominator, the bottom of the fraction, is the total number of all possible outcomes. So you count everything you might get, whether you want it or not. All right, let's see an example which will help us to make sense of that. Quite a straightforward one. Worked example, find the probability of a yellow counter. And also here I'm asking myself, how do I write down a probability? Well, the notation that we use in maths is to use a P for probability and then in brackets describe the event. So what is the event? It's getting a yellow counter. So just for simplicity, I'm going to put Y. So P brackets Y is understood here to mean the probability of getting a yellow counter. Why do I do this? Simply so that if I'm doing a more complicated question where I'm going to need this answer later, it's clearly identified to me, so I don't have to search for it when I need it again. All right, so probability of a yellow is count the number of required outcomes. Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow counters. And the bottom of the fraction, count all the possible outcomes. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 counters altogether. The probability is 5 out of 12. All right, let me move my book up a little bit so that you can see your turn. So it's a question there for you to have a go at, very similar. Pause the video, have a go at it, come back to me when you're ready. Okay, let's do this then. So again, P bracket Y means the probability of a yellow counter, and that is count all the yellow counters, 1, 2, 3, over count all the counters, and again there are 12. So the probability is 3/12. Now, I'm not asked to simplify this fraction, so I should get full marks for that. However, it might make life easier if I do simplify it, so I'm going to continue because I've spotted that both of these numbers are in the 3 times table. So I divide the top by 3 and I divide the bottom by 3, and I've simplified the fraction. All right. Now, you've got some questions to do either on MathsWatch or in the PowerPoint that I've attached to my email. I'm about to sign off, but before I do, I'm just going to put a summary. My summary is, I'm going to say again how probability is defined, but I'm going to use some more straightforward words so that hopefully it will stick in my memory a little bit better. So what do? I count all the things I want. So I count all the yellow counters, for instance, and I put that over count all the things I might get. And that's it, done. Hope you find this video helpful. Have you got some questions? Let me know how you get on. Thanks very much. Bye.